Good evening and welcome. The meeting of the Cleveland County Board of Education for Monday, May 13th, 2024 is called to order. Tonight we have Pastor Greg Neely from Chestnut Ridge Church to provide the invocation. Pastor.
Thank God for this opportunity. Let's pray. Father, as we come before you, think of 6 profound verses. Psalm chapter 1. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in it he meditates day and night. You said he would be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that would bring forth fruit in its season. His leaves would not wither, and whatsoever he touches would prosper, and that the wicked were not so. They would be like the chaff that are driven away. And the wicked would not be able to stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous, because you know the difference between the two. And so, Father, this evening, I pray that wisdom would be granted to go with the ways that you've given us, that you've called godly, because there is a difference. And so every person that makes any decision for a young boy or a young girl, I ask you, Father, that you would give them the capacity to know the difference. And Father, I ask your blessing and peace upon this meeting, in the name that's been given to us, whereby we must be saved. In the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Mr. Fitch, if you'd lead in the pledge.
Yes, sir. All stand. Salute, pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we have several recognitions tonight, and just to give you that overall order so everyone knows what's going to happen next and you can position yourselves for pictures as we go along. First, we'll have the Burns High School Orchestra. Are they going to play again, or was that it before the meeting? Okay, yes, thank you very much for that. Did a good job. So next we'll have the Student Art Show winners with Ms. Shara Miller, the Performing Arts Accomplishments with Dr. Greg Shull, CTE recognitions with Rhonda Benfield, and the VFW recognition with Wendy Fitch. So Ms. Miller, if you would proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and members of the Board of Education, Dr. Fisher, and all the other folks who are here tonight. I'm Shara Miller. I'm the director of the Cleveland County Arts Council, and we had a wonderful student art competition and exhibit again this year with probably close to 800 student art pieces. You've been watching the Superintendent's Choice Award winners as we go through before the board meeting started. As I've said before, Dr. Fisher doesn't realize just what a wonderful judge of art he is, because we do have a professional artist come in and judge the winners, and then Dr. Fisher comes in and chooses his, and a lot of them won both his award and the other awards. I'm not sure how many of the students are here tonight. I know some of the art teachers are here. The art teachers do not want to come up front, but if they could stand up when I call their name, that would be nice. And then I'll call the winners, the student winners, and I think they're supposed to come up here. They'll get a certificate from Dr. Fisher and stay up here, right, for a group picture. Okay. And these are in alphabetical order. They're not in school order. So we have Natalie Arredondo, who is a student of Mrs. Powell at Washington Elementary. Kinsley Bauer from Crest Middle, a student of Miss Sally Dugan. Brianna Bumgardner, student from Crest High School, a student of Mr. C.J. Norris's. Presley Chafin, student of Ms. Jenny Hollifield at Grover Elementary. Elizabeth Colson from Falston Elementary, student of Ms. Jamie Willis. Peyton Cook, student from Burns High School. His teacher is Stephen Pruitt. Kinsley Cruz, student of Ms. Terry Byers at Elizabeth Elementary. Lorelei Foreman from Township 3. Ms. Natalie Smart is her teacher. Tinley Gaddis from Crest Middle. Kaylee Green from Burns High School. Ava Hamrick from Kaiser Elementary, one of Ms. Laura Shuford's students. Caitlin Kendrick from Kings Mountain High School. Ms. Cindy Sanders is her teacher. Jamon Leach from Shelby High School. Mr. Kenny Walker was his teacher. Mahogany Lee, a student at East Elementary. Ms. Lydia Powell is her teacher. Diane Lopez from Burns High School. Keegan Maxey from Grover Elementary. Chloe McGraw from Crest High School. Summy Richardson from Crest High School. Emery Shillito from Union Elementary. Allie Summer from Crest Middle. Mashlyn Surratt from Kings Mountain High School. Martin Trejo Salinas from Burns High School. And Inslee Vargas from Elizabeth Elementary. Let's give them all a hand.
Thank you to Ms. Miller and the Arts Council and for all those that participated. I say, Dr. Scholl, you're next when you can make, there you are.
All right, let's keep rolling. Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board, Dr. Fisher, as well as to everyone in attendance in person watching at home. Thank you for allowing me to come before you tonight to recognize our secondary music and theater directors and students for their outstanding work with the musicians, artists, and our esteemed actors and actresses of Cleveland County. We'll begin with our music team first. The following band, choral, and orchestra directors are to be recognized for their ensemble superior ratings at their respective music performance adjudications this school year. We will have some folks that may not be able to attend tonight, so bear with us. We will start with Peter Strickland. I don't think Peter could come, but Peter is Crest High School superior ratings at the Gardner-Webb and Cleveland County Schools Orchestra Festival for the Crest Chamber Orchestra and the Crest String Orchestra. Amanda Colson, Burns Middle Orchestra, superior rating at the Festival of Music at Carowinds. William Norton, Burns High Chamber Orchestra, superior rating at the Gardner-Webb and Cleveland County Schools Orchestra Festival. All right, Susan Gray and Heather Bunden of Kings Mountain Middle had the 7th grade chorus. They received a superior rating at the music performance adjudication. Also, the 8th grade chorus, and also the 7th and 8th grade mixed choruses. I'm not sure Sarah could come, so you're going to pinch hit again. But Sarah Fulton and Heather Bunden also, Kings Mountain High School Chorus Symphonic Chorale, superior rating in repertoire and sight reading at the MPA. Come on back over. They also got a second place with the mixed and show choir at the World Strides Heritage Festival in Orlando, Florida. Garrett Chitwood of Crest Middle, the concert band there, had the superior rating at the Carowinds Music Festival. Rebecca Bridges, the Shelby Middle Mixed Choir, received superior rating at the Carowinds Festival of Music. Connor Davis and Gayla Hamrick, the Crest Middle School 7th and 8th grade chorus, received a superior rating at the music performance adjudication event. And also, the 7th and 8th grade chorus received superior rating at the Carowinds Festival of Music. All right, Kevin Clary, Kings Mountain High School 9th grade band, superior rating at their MPA event. Andy Washburn, Kings Mountain High School Blazer Band, superior rating at their MPA event. And Andrew Waymuller, Shelby High Chamber Orchestra, superior rating at the Gardner-Webb University Cleveland County Schools Orchestra Festival. I believe you couldn't make it as well. So one more round of applause. We've got more people coming, all of yours, so how about that was kind of hang over this direction so we can kind of help them feel at home when they come forward with whomever made it. So we'll go through to see who came with us for the Music Individual Awards. This is our student portion. Lillian Colson, Burns Middle, the North Carolina Junior Western Regional Orchestra. Cameron Elledge, Burns Middle, also the North Carolina Junior Western Regional Orchestra. Dayton Enderby, Burns Middle, North Carolina Junior Western Regional Orchestra. Ella Ivy of Burns Middle, the North Carolina Junior Western Regional Orchestra. Kaylee James of Burns Middle, the North Carolina Junior Western Regional Orchestra. Switch gears here. Tristan Murphy of Burns Middle School, the South Central District Middle School Symphonic Band. Peyton Pennington of Burns Middle, the North Carolina Junior Western Regional Orchestra. Ethan Kirkendall of Burns High School, North Carolina Western Regional Honors Orchestra. Kelsey Reed of Kings Mountain Middle, the South Central District Middle School Honors Band. And if this makes sense, these are ensembles on top of their high school ensemble that they tried out for, made, and excelled in. So this is outside of Cleveland County schools at the regional and state level. All right, so the following students from Kings Mountain Middle were selected for the North Carolina Middle School Honors Chorus. We have William Bean, Keyston Brooks, Kanaya Birch, there's Keyston Brooks in the hallway. And students, I meant to tell you, when you come up, you whisper in his ear what your name one more time. He has bad hearing and sometimes misses this. All right, let's see. We had Kanaya and Keith. All right, Trinity Burris. Mariah Goins. Anaya Hopper. Henry Solis Martinez. John Steele. Jaden Stokes. Jenica Watson. All right, the following students from Kings Mountain High were selected for the South Central District High School Honors Band. We have Melissa Brooks, Olivia Delora, Catherine Fry, Brandon's here. He's got this. All right. Nathan Glover, Chloe Goins, Caleb McCombs, Joey Seyfried, Kalia Watkins, we're just getting warmed up, folks. All right, the following students from Kings Mountain High School were selected for the NCMEA High School Chorus All West Regional Choirs. We have Nick Atilano, Meosha Benson, Cheyenne Calhoun, Rayleigh Clark, Ashlyn Emery, Kaylee Floyd, AJ Fulton, Kiana King, Manuel Mejia Camp, Armani Melton, Nick Moore, Sladen Molinax, Desiree Oglesby, Tai Fu, Sophia Salter, Lloyd Starnes, Desiree Toms, and Alex Whitaker. They're all from the same ensemble, so you can probably guess what they're all doing. All right. Prentice Husky, the Shelby Middle School NC Junior Western Regional Orchestra. Tavian Collins of Shelby High School, the All-District 910 Band. And Liam LaCroix of Shelby High School, the North Carolina Western Regional Honors Orchestra. All right, so this is all of our music, folks. So Chad, let's come just grab this and we'll move forward with theater next. Congratulations to all of you. We're gonna grab a quick pic. Director, if you wanna do your thing. Students, slide on in. We're gonna all get in the same frame here, so tighten up.
Somebody's gonna have to get in front or it ain't gonna work. Somebody's gotta get in front or it ain't gonna work.
Jamming on the back right.
All right, we'll continue on with our theater awards. The Kings Mountain Theater earned the following awards at the North Carolina Theater Conference High School Play Festival: the Festival Spirit Award and the Distinguished Play with honorable mention, Why Do We Laugh? So that's where they're coming from. Director Dan Traharn, please join me at the podium from Shelby High. The Shelby High Theater earned the following awards at the North Carolina Theater Conference High School Play Festival. They had the Festival Spirit Award, and they received a superior rating for the Complete History of America Abridged, and the Outstanding Achievement in Ensemble Acting as well. Congratulations, Dan. We're just gonna roll with the students, so you just hang tight. All right, Chance Allen, Jake Kleinert, Brady Finnegan of Shelby High School all received Theater Arts Awards for Comedic Trio in Acting for the Complete History of America Abridged. So, the trio. Lillian Moore and Brady Finnegan of Shelby High, Theater Arts Award for Interruption of a Play by Workers, Cut. Campbell Merritt, Laura Wells of Shelby High, Excellence in Design and Production for Props Design, also for the Complete History of America, Abridged. Killino E. of Shelby High School, Excellence in Design and Production for Stage Management, Cut. Jake Kleinert of Shelby High School, Excellence in Acting, also received the Bloomy Awards for Best Actor Finalist. Zaria Surratt, the Bloomy Awards Best Actress Finalist. Alicia Jennings, the Bloomy Awards Best Featured Performer Finalist. Jaron Sewell, the Bloomy Awards Best Supporting Actor Finalist. Elise Finnegan, the Bloomy Awards Best Supporting Actress Finalist. Some of our Kings Mountain crowd, we have Coley Peters, Excellence in Blood Choreography. Kiana King, Excellence in Acting. Tatiano Crespo of Kings Mountain High, Excellence in Acting. Rian Ballard, Excellence in Scenic Painting and Design. Mallory Sims, Excellence in Costume Design. Jacob Baker of the Bloomy Awards Best Actor Finalist. Reese Miller, the Bloomy Awards Best Actress Finalist. Coley Peters again, the Bloomy Awards Best Featured Performer Finalist. And Tyler Floyd, the Bloomy Awards Best Supporting Actor Finalist. All right, Chad, one more pick. And I think the Kings Mountain crowd is all doing the same thing together. I'm 100% sure of that because the singers in the theater, and it's all a group effort in practicing for that. All right, one more round of applause for our instrumentalists, our vocalists, actors and actresses, and of course our directors. Turn it over back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Scholl. Next, we have Ms. Rhonda Benfield with the CTE recognitions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I'm pleased to present several high school seniors from our health science programs. These have been chosen for the Rise to Success program through Atrium Health. We began a partnership last year with Atrium Health, which expanded their Rise to Success program to Cleveland County. Last year, 6 seniors were chosen for the program. This year, 8 seniors are being chosen. And before we bring up those students, Veronica Poole Adams is here. She's Facility and Chief Nurse Executive at Atrium Cleveland. She'd like to say a few words.
Thank you, and thank you for allowing me to be here this evening. My name is Veronica Poole Adams, and I am the Facility Executive for Atrium Health Cleveland. It is a privilege to be able to work with our local students who are interested in pursuing a career in healthcare. Rise to Success is a sponsorship program that enables high school graduates to earn an associate degree or a certification in a healthcare-related discipline from a local community college. While attending college, the recipients have the opportunity to work in the healthcare setting to gain valuable experience as they pursue their career paths. Tuition, textbooks, and fees are paid for by Atrium Health throughout the program. And it's our hope that upon completion of the program, they will continue both a career and an educational journey with us if they so desire. So at this time, we'd like to introduce and congratulate this year's recipients.
From Burns High School, Peyton Friedel. And Ashley Isaacs. From Crest High School, Brianna Wallace. From Kings Mountain High School, Brittany Blatton. And Lindsay Wilson. From Shelby High School, Grastacia Davis. Jolette Garcia. And Keelan Greer. If you all will stay there, I'm going to take a picture. Congratulations. Another result of our partnership with Atrium Health is the High School Summer Internship Program. It is a grant-funded initiative that Atrium extended to Cleveland County last year for the first time. There were 5 students chosen last year for a 6-week paid internship program. This year, 8 of our health science students have received a summer internship at Atrium. From Shelby High School, Salem Bourne. Ashton Ramsour. And Summer Okta. From Kings Mountain High School, we have Miley Sangela. From Cleveland Early College High School, we have Brooke Porter. And Niteria Leach. From Crest High School, Caitlin Ivy. And from Burns High School, Krista Childers. Krista will actually be with Atrium Lincoln County. And these young ladies will be working in a variety of areas. Salem in nursing education, Ashton in Pathway to Excellence in nursing, Summer Okta in infection prevention, Miley Sangala in infection prevention, Brooke Porter quality, Niteria Leach quality and mobility, Caitlin Ivy patient experience, and Krista Childers nursing administration. Congratulations to all of you. Each year, CTE promotes the Career Development Poetry and Art Contest to our students and staff. This year, 2 students and 4 staff members had their works selected as state-level winners. 2 staff were also chosen at the national level. In the poetry category, from Crest High School, student Bridget Thompson, she was first place in the high school division. Pauline Merritt, a teacher, first place in the adult division. Kenny Walker, recently retired art teacher, third place in the adult division. In the Art 1 category, from Shelby High School, Layla Stokes, first place in the high school division. And Kenny Walker, again, second place in the adult division. In the Art 2 category, we have 2 CTE staff members, Penny Klotz, first place, and Rhonda Branch, second place in the adult division. And then Kenny Walker and Rhonda Branch also had their work recognized at the national level. They were first place winners at the national level. Our CTE agriculture programs at Crest High School and Kings Mountain High Schools were recently awarded grants from the North Carolina Tobacco Trust Fund. Jason Chester, Regional Agriculture Education Coordinator, is here tonight to present those awards, so I'll turn it over to him.
We like big checks.
Yeah, I got the best job of the night, give
Yeah.
away money, right? Unfortunately, not so many people here to see it. But good evening, and thank you for having me at your board meeting tonight. I am Jason Chester, the Central Region Ag Education Coordinator representing the North Carolina FFA. On top of that, tonight I represent the North Carolina Tobacco Trust Fund. In 2000, the General Assembly created the North Carolina Tobacco Trust Fund Commission as part of the master settlement with the tobacco manufacturing companies. Its purpose is to fund grant programs that encourage a strong agricultural industry in our state by striving to make a positive impact on North Carolina producers. The Commission is an advocate for agriculture and projects that support current former members of tobacco families as their priority funding. North Carolina FFA was a recipient of the Tobacco Trust Fund Commission Award of $300,000 this year. We awarded 20 FFA programs to receive these grants during this fiscal year. This evening, we're proud to present grants to both Crest High School FFA and Kings Mountain High School FFA. Both Ag Ed programs will be using the grant funds to modernize their animal science facilities through the purchase of small animal cages, laboratory benches. Each program specializes in the care and production of small animals. These purchases will enhance instruction as well as improve the health and safety of animals on the school's campus. These programs are dedicated to developing transferable skills for their students to be career and/or college ready following instruction in the animal science pathway. First, we'd like to recognize Ms. Sarah Robbins, Mr. Nate Blanton, and the FFA members of Kings Mountain High School and award them with a check for $15,000. Next, we'd like to recognize Mr. Matt Harris and Mr. Matt Green and the FFA officers from Crest High School, also awarding them with a grant for $15,000. Cleveland County has some amazing agriculture education programs, and the Tobacco Trust Fund looks forward to seeing the impact that they're able to have on students because of these awards. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And last but not least is Miss Wendy Fitch. There she is.
Thank you. Chairman Queen, members of the board, Dr. Fisher, thank you for the opportunity to recognize some community partners who have had a tremendous impact on the lives of students with special needs in Cleveland County schools. Autism is a complex developmental disability that can impact a student's social, communication, and behavioral skills. In the United States, 1 in 54 children are diagnosed with autism. In Cleveland County schools, we have well over 250 students whose primary area of eligibility is autism. In 2014, the Shelby VFW Post 4066 first approached our autism support team with the idea to hold a fundraiser to support our programs for students with autism. For going on 11 years now, they have continued to generously support our programs by promoting autism awareness and acceptance. We are amazed at their dedication, determination, and tremendous work focused on the goal of making a difference in the lives of some very special students. With their support, we are able to assist families in sending their children to summer camps, specifically for children with autism, provide scholarships to college-bound seniors, provide additional teacher training and support, host family engagement events, and much more. Here tonight, we have VFW representatives Jake Gales, Peggy Gales, and Art Gordon, and we want to thank them for their generosity and persistent efforts to help students, families, and staff affected by autism. Due to their efforts, more people know about autism. Due to their efforts, more people are beginning to understand the vast potential of our children with autism. They have been truly instrumental in growing awareness and acceptance about autism and its impact on families, students, and our community. We are eternally grateful for our partnership with the VFW. Here tonight, we also have members of our district autism support team. Oh, they're all lined up, look right here. As well as some of our SAIL classroom teachers that work with students with autism every day. So we'd like to present to the VFW some certificates in recognition of your steadfast support and commitment to our students with autism in Cleveland County. So if you ladies will bring that. And we also have some gifts specifically from our students in our classrooms. So if you'd just join me in again thanking the VFW for all their support.
It's always a good day when you can have 40 minutes of recognition, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. We've had senior scholars and graduations already, so good job to all the students and teachers, and thanks to all those in the community that support and fund these activities. Next, we have adoption of the agenda. What's the pleasure of the board? Oh, I did need to tell that Walter is joining us by phone. Scott, do we have you?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot about you earlier. So we have adoption of the agenda. What's the pleasure of the board? Motion by Mr. Bridges, second by Mr. Grigg. Any questions or discussion? Those in favor, if you'd raise your hand. Mr. Sperling?
Yes.
So that carries 9-0. Next, we have approval of the minutes. There are two sets. Approval of the minutes of the April 8th business and closed session and the April 8th closed session. What's the pleasure of the board?
Motion to approve.
Is that both of them?
Both sets.
Motion by Mr. Fitch, second by Mr. Bridges. Any questions or discussion? Those in favor, if you'd raise your hand. Mr. Sperling?
Yes.
And that carries 9-0. So we'll move along to committee reports. First is Finance and Personnel. Mr. Shores.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Finance and Personnel Committee met on May 2nd at 12 noon. Rob McDaniel shared a budget update and a one-year extension to the current copier contract with Sharp. Mr. McDaniel shared the rationale for the extension, which included the focus of keeping next year's cost as low as possible. An RFP will be created for a new copier contract at the end of the 24-25 school year. The extension will be an action item on tonight's agenda. Mr. McDaniel went through the superintendent's proposed budget with the committee. Mr. McDaniel highlighted the portions of the budget that came from federal, state, and local funds. Mr. McDaniel specified areas that are still showing some ESSER and SCIF grants, since the presence of these remaining funds impact some of the budget totals. Mr. McDaniel has incorporated the anticipated state salary adjustment into the budget proposal. The budget proposal includes an increase to local teachers supplement, which is in 24-25, will move to 10% for teachers. The superintendent's proposed budget will be an action item on tonight's agenda. Once approved, the budget will become the Board of Education's budget proposal and will be submitted to the county commissioners. Dr. Fisher shared a brief personnel update. The district is making significant staffing cuts for next year as discussed in the proposed budget. These cuts will be made through attrition. As of Monday, April 29th, the district has identified 43 positions for cuts in 24-25. This number will likely increase over the next few weeks and months. Dr. Fisher also shares some information from the 2024 North Carolina Teacher Working Conditions Survey. Dr. Fisher will share some of this data at tonight's meeting. A draft of the 2024-25 Board of Education meeting schedule was shared with the committee. No new business. The meeting was adjourned. The next Finance Personnel meeting will be Thursday, May 30th at 12 noon.
Thank you, Mr. Shores. First up in Finance and Personnel is the Superintendent's budget proposal. Dr. Fisher.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Mr. Shores did a great job of highlighting the many discussions we've had in committee on our budget proposal. We've also have met with county government leadership on multiple occasions. We bring to you tonight a budget as highlighted in your agenda brief. We have a budget proposal that we send to the county. Tonight we present it as a superintendent's budget. Once the board approves that, it becomes the board's proposed budget. It goes to the county. At that point, the county will pass their budget and the state passes their budget. And at that time, we go back and we'll have some, obviously some revisions to do. We can best case guess what happens at the state budget and or the local budget. But we're bringing you a budget tonight that is best case for us. Mr. McDaniel and his team have done a wonderful job of adding in raises from the state which they think may happen. Again, nothing's finalized until the state approves their budget, which sometimes is in July, even August, and we've seen that lag into September and October before. In this year's budget, we're glad to announce that it is the board's intention to increase teacher supplements to 10%. That was a part of the MOU that was approved several years ago, and we continue to make good progress on that. Again, we've discussed this multiple times. We've had many meetings and discussions with Superintendent's proposed budget, so we will recommend the board approval tonight. We will send that to the county, and at that point, we wait on the county's budget and the state's budget to come back and make some adjustments.
Any questions? All right, so you've got the budget proposal. Again, this is just a proposed budget that'll go to the county, and then we'll have to figure it out after they figure theirs out. So,
I make a motion, we send proposed budget to the county commission.
okay, motion by Mr. Shores, second by Mr. Bridges. Last call for questions on that one. All right, those in favor, if you'd raise your hand. Mr. Sperling?
Yes.
Any opposed? All right, that carries 8-1. Next is the Sharp copier contract extension. Again, so that is $12,794.16 per month. So for 12 months, that's $153,529.92. What's the pleasure of the board? Motion by Mr. Bridges.
Second.
Who was the second? Was that you, Mr. Fitt? Any questions or discussion?
We still get charged by per copy.
I don't know. Or is that a flat fee or is that per copy? Per copy? Mr. McDaniel says per copy. Any other questions? All right, those in favor, if you'd raise your hand. Mr. Sperling?
Yes.
Carries 9-0. Personnel report. We have,
Mr. Chair, I'd like to excuse myself on personnel report.
okay. I believe that applies to you, Mr. Sperling. You have family members on the personnel report. So we've got several things here. We got the 24-25 one-year renewable contracts, the 24 to 26 two-year renewable contracts, the May 13th, 24 substitute list, our standard personnel report, and then our administrator contract renewals. So what's the pleasure of the board?
Make a motion to approve all.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Fitch, second by Mr. Shores. Any questions or discussion on those? All in favor, if you'd raise your hand. So that carries 7-0. Moving on, our next committee report is educational programs. Mr. Humphries.
Okay, so the Education's Program Committee met on Friday, May the 3rd. February 2024 PCSB report, HS Financial Summary, March 2024 PCSB report, March 24 HS Financial Summary were all reviewed. That's all Head Start related stuff, by the way. The information has been reviewed by the Head Start Policy Council, and the committee recommends approval to the full board. Dr. Parker presented quotes for recurring costs for the district's core ELA program, Wit and Wisdom. The quotes were for the online platform access, digital teacher edition access, and student consumable text. The committee reviewed and recommended for approval by the full Board of Education. 2 additional quotes for Reading Horizons were also presented to the committee. Reading Horizons is the district's core phonics program. Beginning with the 24-25 school year, all K-2 students will use the program for phonics instruction. The program will also be available for 3rd grade students who need additional support. The Reading Horizons quotes are for program access and student transfer books, the consumables, which when these curricula were originally purchased by CCS, ESSER funding was used. Title I funding will now be used to support the continuation of these programs. The committee reviewed these quotes and recommended approval by the full board. Dr. Bennett shared a quote from Hand to Mind. This quote is a sole source for manipulatives for each middle school math classroom plus kits for EC classes. This quote was discussed and recommended to the full board for approval. Dr. Bennett reviewed the 2 teaching positions for 24-25 that will be focused on supporting all of the curriculum initiatives for middle grades in Cleveland County. The positions were funded through reallocation of present middle school funding. The facilitators will be housed in the middle schools. The 2 positions are not new positions. The middle school principals are in full agreement that the instructional facilitator positions are needed to help all teachers with effective teaching and learning practices. The instructional facilitators will also oversee the implementation of the new curriculum programs the board has also purchased. Dr. Bennett shared an overview of middle school curricula updates. The resources have arrived in CCS and are currently being inventoried. Several professional development sessions are scheduled to assist teachers with learning about these new programs. Dr. Hunnell shared a request for approval for an international field trip in June 2025 to France and Spain being planned by Shelby and Burns High Schools. This is a 10-day trip and will cost $4,730. The committee reviewed the field trip request and recommended approval by the full board. Dr. Hunnell shared a request from CTE for a sole source purchase from Paxton Patterson. The purchase is for 10 labs to be used during the Skilled Trades Summer Camp, which will be held at Burns Middle School in June. ESSER funds, PRC 188, will be used for this purchase. After the summer camp, the labs will become part of the Exploring Careers class at Burns Middle School. Dr. Hunnell shared a request to renew several software programs already being utilized by CCS. Those programs are Canvas, Frontline, ClassLink, PowerSchool, eCollect, and Enrollment, and iExcel. Board approval of iExcel is needed because the cost exceeds $75,000. The others are renewals and do not exceed the amount requiring formal board approval. The committee discussed these purchases and recommended the approval of iExcel to the full board. The committee reviewed the draft Board of Education schedule for 24-25 school year. With no other business, the meeting was adjourned. The next meeting for the committee is scheduled for May the 31st, 2024 at 10:30 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Humphries. Board members, there are 7 action items under educational programs. Is there any objection to taking all 7 at once?
No, but I got a question.
Okay, yes, sir.
On that $4,000 that it's gonna cost for them to go on the trip, is that coming from school funds or do they have to raise their own money?
They have to raise their own.
They raise their own funds.
Yes.
Not gonna come back and get us in the back like some other things has it? Okay.
So I can read all 7 into the record if there's no objection, or we can take them one at a time. That's up to you guys.
I don't have any objection to that. I do think each one needs to have a motion and a second, or if we do them all at one time, needs to have a motion and a
Yes.
second, because we only had 2 board members there and we didn't
That's
have a
correct.
majority.
Yes. All right, so I'll read these into the record, and then we'll entertain a motion for all of them. So first is a Head Start action items. This would be approval of the February and March Policy Council and School Board Report and the February and March Head Start Financial Summary. Then we have the Wit and Wisdom quotes. This is for the replacement of the consumables. The teacher edition is $87,734.62, and the student consumables are $165,951.90. I believe those are paid for out of Title I. Reading Horizons quotes, it's the same thing. It's replacing consumables. The platform access is $104,500, and the student transfer books are $82,824. Again, Title I. Hand to Mind, these are the manipulatives for the middle school math classroom, as well as kits for EC classrooms. And the amount of that is $22,202.83. the Burns and Shelby combined field trip. That'll be to France and Spain in June of '25. As mentioned, that suspected cost is $47.30 per student, and they do raise that themselves. Then we have a CTE sole source purchase with Paxton Patterson for skilled trade summer camp at Burns Middle. And that is for $55,704.20, paid for out of ESSER funds. I hope board members are invited to that camp because they had some good stuff in there that looks like it'd be fun to take. Then the IXL contract renewal. This is from math and ELA materials for 5,700 students, and the amount of that is $91,200. So I entertain a motion to approve all seven
I
of
have
those.
a question before we
Yes, sir.
make a motion. My question is all of our schools from K0 to 12, are we going to be on the same page at every school where if we have a kid to move this week from Union School to Boiling Spring School, they're going to be on the same page on their classes when we change this curriculum and stuff? We've got to get our schools on the same page.
Mr. Blunt, that in theory sounds great, okay? But in reality, that is very challenging because each school is unique. Each school has different obstacles. You have different things that happen at schools. Now, your idea is that we use a common curriculum and common pacing, common standards. Yes, that is true. So the answer to your question is, in theory, yes, but you may have a couple days off here or there. You may have some special needs at some places that you need to attend to. So I don't want you to think that every second grade classroom every day is going to be doing the exact same lesson. That
I
just
can
doesn't make
understand a day or
sense
two,
because it's not the same kids in there. But we have standard curriculum materials that we're using across the county.
Any
We
other-
doing that now?
Yes, with
In a lot of our
wisdom,
places, yes,
reading.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Think
Any
so.
other questions on these 7 items?
I'd like that one separate then, from the others, me personally. Because I think we've got to work on getting our schools being teaching the same close as we can to the same thing. Because y'all know as well as I do, I'm thinking we had well over 200 transfers in the first semester. And if we're a lot of difference, those kids are behind or in front.
Mr. Blanton, I wear glasses.
You work late?
I wear glasses, correct?
Yeah, I do too.
Okay, so is it fair that we make everybody wear glasses? Or since some people don't wear glasses, should we not let anybody wear glasses?
The glasses ain't got nothing to do with
The question
that.
is, there has to be some individual work at each school because everybody has specific needs that they must work on. You may, in some classrooms, be able to go faster. There may need to be some remedial things going on. In some of our classrooms, we have experts in the classroom. And we must trust our principals and our teachers to do what's best in that classroom while we provide standard resources across the county for them to implement. But for us to stand here and say that everybody must do the same thing when they're teaching unique different children every day with unique different skills and talents is not, just not appropriate.
I think you're carrying what I'm trying to.
The motion you have is to approve curriculum materials for us to use. That's as simple as it is. So for us to say we're going to mandate everybody doing the same thing is disrespectful to the people that work every day in the classroom because they know the individual needs of their students. They know what needs to happen with those families and in those kids. So I think that the motion, that the recommendation of our staff is to approve these curriculums so we can use that, so we can do that, so we can be using some things. But when a student transfers, We work hard to acclimate that student, but just because we're doing something in one school on a Monday doesn't mean we're doing the exact same thing the next day at a school on Tuesday. It just doesn't work that way. That's not the way education's built. We don't build widgets. We have individual students with individual needs that we are tasked to make sure that they are moving forward in a proficient way. And we need to equip our schools, our principals, and our teachers with the resources they need. And our instructional folks are passionate about making sure they give them the instructional materials that they need, and then let them go forth and do the work. I believe that's the way schools work best. And I think if you really research successful schools, that's what successful schools do best. When you have a high-quality principal and a high-quality teacher in there meeting the needs of those particular students. Sorry for the passionate response, but that's what I believe.
If I can clarify, though, all of these curriculum action items are renewals of stuff we're already doing, except for the CTE labs.
And a hand to mind, we're not using that.
Hand to mind is new.
That's new.
So everything else, Wit and Wisdom, Reading Horizons, I forget the other one, are all renewals of stuff we're already doing.
Correct.
Do you still want to separate them, or do you want to go as a group?
Well, I just think we need to be closer together. 2 and 2 is 4.
Well, I'd
10
just
and
like to
10 is
say
20.
One thing about it, what Mr. Blanton's asking to do would, in the same example, would be if a school is able to continue on and surpass another school, that those kids are able to continue on faster than to do what Mr. Blanton wants to do. We'd have to hold those kids back to make sure all the other kids we're doing the same teaching every day. Is that what I'm understanding?
No, that's
the
not.
recommendation is to renew these resources. The recommendation is not getting into pacing and lesson planning and that type of thing. That's the responsibility of the principal and the teacher.
Okay, I'll
This
go
is-
along with
this is just-
renewing, and then I'll come back at a later date then on, but I'm just going on what people has told me, teachers has told me, that this kid, when they come from one school to another school, they're way behind from one school to another school. And because there had been teaching a different thing, this month from what the other schools, that's what I'm getting at. I had spoke with a couple of the ones and I got all the confidence in the world in 2 of our leaders, that's on that.
All right, does anyone want to put a motion on the floor for?
Make a motion to approve all 7 at one time.
So motion by Mr. Taylor, second by Mr. Bridges. Dare I ask if there's any more questions or discussion?
I mean, it's going to be the same curriculum. In other words, if you move from East to Beth Ware, you're going to be in the same
Yes.
curriculum there. That's all I need to know, that we're working the same curriculum in all the schools. Yeah. Yeah.
It's Wit and Wisdom throughout the district, it's Reading Horizons throughout the district.
Right, okay.
Anybody else? Those in favor, if you'd raise your hand. Mr. Sperling?
Yes.
So that carries 9-0. All right, next is Operations Report, Mr. Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The May 3rd Operations Committee was called to order by Walter Sperling. Dr. Jennifer Wampler and Chip Childers shared the capital projects report for review. The committee discussed the report. This report will be attached to the board's agenda in May as an information item. Daniel Sherman shared an update on the MEP projects at Burns High School, Crest High School, Kings Mountain, and Shelby High. Burns and Crest are moving into the final phases of work, and these projects will be completed over the summer. Shelby building controls are about 90% complete, which includes the auditorium controls. Shelby vocational building project will occur in June. Kings Mountain switchgear change will occur in June as well. Both press box projects at Burns and Crest are ahead of schedule and should be ready by football season. These schools are working on plans for graduation. All projects are moving forward and on schedule. Ginger Jackson shared a technology update regarding summer projects. She asked that the committee remember her department as they deal with the passing of one of their technicians. Ms. Jackson also shared that the department is working on plans to redo our wireless infrastructure through our E-rate Cat 2 budget. Jamie Courier shared that today is School Lunch Hero Day and expressed her thanks and appreciation for the wonderful work done by our child nutrition staff. Dr. Fisher shared a proposed list of Board of Education meeting dates for the 2024-25 school year. These dates are being shared at board committee meetings and will go to the full board for approval at the next meeting. With no additional new business, the meeting was adjourned. Next Operations Committee meeting is scheduled for Friday, May 31st at 12 p.m.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. No action items under operations. I think that's a new record. Next, we have our Policy Committee report. Mr. Humphries.
So the Policy Committee met on April the 30th at high noon. Dr. Fisher provided a review of the transfer process and the impact transfers have on students' athletic eligibility. David Pless, Executive Director of Auxiliary Services, walked the committee through some suggested changes to Policy 4150R. The committee had a lengthy discussion related to the proposed policy changes and athletic eligibility for students on transfer. After all questions were answered, the committee unanimously recommended the policy revisions be included on the May board agenda. The committee and staff recommended implementation of the two policies to begin July the 1st, 2024. Dr. Fisher highlighted Policy 4140 in the district's procedures in admitting foreign exchange students. Under the current policy, foreign exchange students cannot turn 18 prior to September the 1st. The district's policy is more restrictive than guidelines provided by the United States Department of Education. The district had a request to revisit its policy and align with federal standards which allow foreign exchange students to enroll as long as the student is not 18 and a half by the start of school. After discussion, the committee recommended leaving the policy as written. As part of the ongoing policy manual review, Dr. Fisher and I led the committee in reviewing policies 3150, 3160, 3300, 3320, and 3320R. These policies are part of the 3000 section of the Board Policy Manual, which is educational programs. No changes were recommended to these policies by the committee. Dr. Fisher presented a draft meeting schedule for the board's consideration. The schedule will come to the board as a recommendation from the Operations Committee. In new business, I asked a few questions about the district's cell phone policy. The committee and district staff all agreed that the new policy had been very successful. As a group, we discussed the options of adding digital citizenship to part of the district's curriculum, and there will be more conversation on that subject to follow. With no additional new business, the meeting was adjourned. The next Policy Committee meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, May the 21st, 24 at noon.
Thank you, Mr. Humphries. There is one policy for first read. That's Policy 4150-R, which is athletic eligibility. So if you have an athlete and you may be transferring in the near future, I recommend you read that to become familiar with that. Next committee report, Safety Committee, Mr. Fitch.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On April 30th, the Safety Committee meeting was called to order. Dr. Scholl and Ryan Etheridge provided some district safety updates. The updates include some current safety initiatives as well as some end-of-year, school year protocols. As an agency report, Kings Mountain Police Department noted for few recommendations to provide a more efficient response during high-level matters. The Shelby Police Department provided an updated regarding a fire alarm at James Love Elementary and was complimentary of school personnel and students and operating under an abundance of caution. School Board member Danny Blanton mentioned a software update that would be beneficial by providing an additional cutting-edge layer of surveillance. During closed session, Greg Scholl, Scott Patterson, and Ryan Etheridge gave a brief update on advancements being made to enhance school interiors as well as the expansion of the stakeholder communications. With no new business, the meeting was adjourned. The next Safety Committee meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, May 21st at 12 noon.
Thank you, Mr. Fitch. Next, we have our Superintendent's update, Dr. Fisher.
May the 21st. May the 21st.
this next statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I just have a few updates tonight on the line of successes and recognitions. Just want to recognize our staff for a continued wonderful job that we do. I want to pay a special recognition to our bus drivers, transportation folks, and everyone that had a part in the unique dismissal last Wednesday. The anticipation of spring storms and summer thunder showers and then what turns into a tornado. You never can anticipate that. We went from thunderstorm to significant storm with tornado in just a matter of minutes. Our schools did a wonderful job. Our bus drivers did a wonderful job making decisions on the fly. So really appreciate the work there, the leadership that goes on at our central services team here, through the school administrators, to schools that held kids, pulled kids back, comforted kids that were scared during that time. Really did a wonderful job of making sure everyone stayed safe. Just like to highlight the work that went on that day. To share a little data with you, the 2024 Teacher Working Condition Survey, I could go, spend hours going through this, and I won't. I've shared some of this with you already. The fact that the 2024 Working Condition Survey, I think these three areas really highlight the successes that are going on in Cleveland County schools. Question overall, my school is a good place to work and learn, and in Cleveland County schools, almost 93% say they agree or strongly agree, compared to a state average of 91.07. I'm an important part of this school. A little over 90% of our teachers either agree or strongly agree, compared to a state average of 87. And I'm proud to work at this school. A little over 91% agree or strongly agree, as compared to 89.64. As I mentioned to you in one of the updates, the state really highlighted this year's Teacher Working Condition Survey because it painted a really good picture of public education and teaching. It was a really positive response in the survey. In Cleveland County schools exceeded state averages on just about everything across the board. There are a few areas, obviously, that we want to pay close attention to, and some of that is school specific. But these are three areas that we felt like were important from a district to show district health. In case you're wondering, over 95% of our teachers participated in the North Carolina Teacher Working Condition Survey. It's given every other year. This is 2024 results. If you want to go and look at, there's tons of data online. You can drill down into schools and different areas to look at that information. Second piece of information I want to share with you tonight, again, just highlighting the success of our schools and giving credit to our school leaders and teachers and folks in the building as our teacher turnover data. With this data, remember, it's like golf, low score wins. And we kind of use a little bit of a negative lens to look through this because we look through it through the percentage of teachers that leave. Realistically, you can say that we're retaining over 89% of our teachers, if you compare to a workforce, would be really good. Our attrition rate is 11.4%. That is second in the region. You can see the regional average, and you can see the state average. Again, Cleveland County Schools is beating those averages because low score wins. Attrition rate is the percentage of people that leave our school district for whatever reason. They may be leaving teaching, they may be retiring, they may be moving, whatever, they are leaving our district. And so that's a simple definition of attrition rate. The second bullet, left the state, that means they're leaving teaching in North Carolina. They may still be leaving in Cleveland County. They may have retired, but they would be counted in that group because they left teaching in North Carolina. They may have gone to teach in South Carolina. They may have retired. They may have left the teaching profession altogether. But that's our 8.9% compared to 12 for the region and 11 in the state. Again, we're second in our region. Low is good there. Mobility means that teachers that leave us to go teach somewhere else. We're first in that region at 2.5% when the region's 4.8 and 5.3. So if you're staying in the teaching business, we're keeping you here. The majority of people that leave us or leave our district, the 11.4, the majority of those are leaving teaching in North Carolina. When we look at our import and export data, meaning the number of teachers we attract from other places, and then teachers that leave us to go to other LEAs, we have a lot more teachers that are coming into the district to teach than teachers that are leaving our district going elsewhere. So I thought the board would enjoy seeing that. It's really good data. I think Dr. Wampler and the finance personnel are going to get a little deeper into that and some other data, but for here, that's just a good highlight of where we rank in the region with that data. The final slide that I have for you is just some reminders. We are at the time, 9.5 days left of school, lots of graduations coming. I know you've got that calendar. If you're planning on attending those graduations, please make sure that I'm aware of that. You've got a Google Sheet, you can go in and sign up, or you can let me know and I will make sure we're planning on you being there. Early graduation on the 21st next week, retirement dinner, don't forget that, and on the 23rd, next Thursday. Monday's Memorial Day, we'll close for students and staff. And then after Memorial Day, we really get busy with graduation. Turning point on the 28th. The last day of school is on the 29th. It's 11 o'clock dismissal. Cleveland Innovation graduates on Thursday the 30th. Burns, Crest, and Shelby are Friday night on the 31st. And then Kings Mountain's on Saturday morning on the 1st. Again, you have access to this, but just making sure you're aware. So, Mr. Chairman, that's all I've got.
Were you going to present the meeting?
Yes. So here is the proposed meeting schedule. I think we've talked about this in all of the committee meetings. This really follows this year's calendar. For the most part, it is the second Monday of the month. The exceptions are in July. It's the fourth Monday, which is pretty traditional. That second Monday is usually the week after the 4th, and a lot of people are gone. So we push that to that fourth Monday in July. If you scroll down, the November, we're scheduled to meet the first Monday. The second Monday is Veterans Day, so that's a holiday. We don't want to do that. So we'll meet the first Monday in November. The December meeting this year is 6 o'clock. We've kind of gone back and forth with the years of some years starting at 5, but just for consistency, we will have that at 6. The only other, move from tradition is in April. April 14th is the second Monday, and that's the Monday of spring break. So we will meet, our recommendation is to meet the first Monday there, April 7th. I've included on board docs committee dates. We drive the committee dates based on these meetings. So try to meet that committee usually between 10 to 12 days ahead of the board meeting. So there's time for any discussion and then time for all those things that we talk about in committee to be on the board agenda. So, Mr. Chairman, this is a recommendation. Again, it's been, it was at least presented in all the committees, and we recommend that the board take action on this to go ahead and make that schedule for the 24-25 school year. Hard to believe to say 24-25, but that's where we're at.
I'll make a motion.
Make a motion to approve the board meeting schedule. All right, motion by Mr. Blanton.
Second.
Second by Mr. Shores. Any questions or discussion? All right, those in favor, if you'd raise your hand. Mr. Sperling?
Yes.
That carries 9-0. Next, we have public participation. Mr. Shores, if you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Public comment should not address any specific confidential student or personnel matter. Specific concerns related to confidential student or personnel matters should be directed to the superintendent or designee. Comments must be relevant to matters that are within the authority of the board. Speakers shall refrain from personal attacks or threats directed towards staff, elected board members, or members of the public. Speakers shall be courteous in their language and presentations. Insults, profanity, use of vulgar language or gestures, or other inappropriate behavior are not allowed. The board vests in its chair or other presiding officer's authority to terminate the remarks of any individual when he or she does not adhere to the rules established above. Any person who willfully interrupts or disturbs a board meeting may be directed to leave the meeting by the presiding officer. Any person who refuses to leave may be prosecuted for disrupting the public meeting. Persons appearing before the board are reminded as a point of information that the members of the Cleveland County Board of Education are without authority to act independently as individuals in official matters. Immediate answers are not generally possible and must be deferred depending on investigation and consideration by full board.
Thank you, Mr. Shores. We have one participant tonight, Mr. Rod Powell.
Chairman, members of the board, Dr. Fisher, members of the administrative team, I first wanted to thank Dr. Fisher for that passionate standing up for teacher autonomy. This retired teacher greatly appreciated it. My name is Rod Powell, and it's a pleasure to be here with you tonight. I'm a retired 30-year teacher, and I know the struggles and successes of teachers every day in the classrooms. My comments this evening center around teachers, their struggles, and trusting and standing up for them. Gentlemen, today there's a storm brewing for our teachers in Cleveland County Schools, and it's a Category 5 storm. There's a state of emergency in public education today, and teachers today are under attack. The question is, are we standing behind them? Are we standing behind them as some in our community accuse them of being groomers and political operatives? Are we standing behind them as their professionalism, training, experience are questioned and attacked by those with no educational background? Are we standing behind them as they endure economic body blow after economic body blow as salaries are frozen and essential benefits are gutted? Are we standing behind them as they are attacked by aspiring political candidates that are running for statewide offices? For example, gubernatorial candidate Mark Robinson has accused teachers of being wicked people and has expressed a desire to gut history and science classes in order to focus on one-track math, reading, and writing classes. Are we standing behind our teachers as Megan Morrow, a candidate for Superintendent of Public Instruction, plans for teacher bonuses, now not for student achievement, but for students, parents, and teachers themselves to rat out their fellow hard-working, conscientious teachers for money for addressing controversial issues in class? You know, teachers seem to be punching bags these days for the difficulties in public schools that they face. And I say it's time for us to bring back the prestige that teachers were awarded and enjoyed in the good old days. Don't you think? I say it's time we begin revering our teachers again. Let me repeat that phrase for emphasis. Revering our teachers. I say it's time to set aside party politics and work for what's good for our children and teachers in Cleveland County. Let's stand up for teachers.
Mr. Powell, your time's expired.
And fight for our students here in Cleveland County Public Schools. Thank you all.
Next is board member comments. Mr. Sperling, since you're on the phone, we'll let you go first.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to say I'm sorry I'm not there. I had to attend some training this week, so that's part of my job description. I have to do training. So, first of all, we spent the first 45 in this meeting congratulating teachers, staff, the students. I don't know who all was in all those groups, but I think that is just one of the most awesome things in the world. We spend 45 minutes congratulating all those people. It shows some good things happening in our community and in our schools. I don't know who the gentleman was that just made the public comments. I appreciate that. But I will say all those awards, all those recognitions, and the numbers from Dr. Fisher's presentation that shows how many teachers are staying in our school system compared to other school systems. I think that shows not only are our teachers doing a good job, but they like what they're doing, and I think it's a direct reflection on our mid-level and our upper level leadership. I think they are leading from the front. They are showing the way, and they are protecting our staff and our teachers. So thank all of y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Sperling. Mr. Fitch? Mr. Blanton?
Yes. Well, I had a very enjoyable Thursday at North Shelby School, the graduation. Them children down there, those special needs children, they just absolutely touched my soul. And it was just absolutely, it'd be worth anybody's time to go see one of those graduations or their Christmas party because of the excitement and the enjoyment that those children is getting out of that, and those teachers of working with those children and those kids that don't have what we got. It was just amazing. And when that kid done the national anthem in sign language down there, it would have absolutely touched your soul. Now, we had one about fall off the stage. They got so, I believe they got excited and just got too close to the edge, but it's amazing for what we do and those teachers does at North Shelby School. Everybody needs to really think. And we're one of the only, there are not many schools in this state that's got a school equipped like we got. So that's one thing that I speak that very proud of, because I've been behind that from day one. Since I've been here 14 years, I've been behind that school. And I'll always stay behind that school. And so, folks, y'all keep those teachers really in your hearts and souls, and the parents of those children, because it's just amazing. And thanks. I can't say no more.
Mr. Humphries?
Yes, real briefly. Love all of our recognitions, but tonight's has become one of my favorite annually, where we recognize the arts. A lot of times we forget that, and if you've ever been involved in the music side of this thing, you understand how difficult it is to get to these district and state level spots. It's so competitive. It's so difficult for those students. We filled this room up with students that had done that in Cleveland County Schools, and we should be very proud of that. All of our students, not just the arts. I mean, that's my passion. The FFA students that was here, our teachers, staff, I'll reiterate what Walter said. You know, our teachers and staff just do a tremendous job. Real proud of our teacher condition survey. You know, a lot of times people will make a comment like, well, they're afraid to put what they really mean on there. This was a state level blind survey, completely confidential. So those were real answers that the state got from those teachers. So I'm proud of that too. So at any rate, very good. Thank you.
Mr. Greer?
Well, I think it's always good to see the kids get recognized for their talents when they come in here. Also, I went to the scholarship banquet, and I think we had, 200 kids that got scholarships that night. And I think that's really great, you know, here in Cleveland County. And also, I went, my stepdaughter graduated from college on last Thursday, and she graduates high school on June 1st. So that says a lot also with what she has done in the time that she's been in school. I believe there was 100 children, 100 seniors from Cleveland County that actually graduated from Cleveland Community College on Thursday. And that's a great accomplishment, I believe, to know that when you leave college, you've already got an associate's degree, and then you graduate and leave high school, and you've got that to go with you. I think that's great. I did go to North Shelby also, and I watched the graduation, and I think that was something really great. Those kids, I think one of their song is to never give up. And you know, that shows in the way that they work and end up with their diplomas or certificates. But that was great. Thanks.
Mr. Bridges.
I just want to tell all of our teachers and staff, thank you for guys for what you do. I don't think thank you says enough. You come to work every day and you have lesson plans and have to teach the kids and have disruptions. So I just want to say thank you to our teachers and staff, and I hope you guys have a good summer, and we thank you for what you do here. Thank you.
Mr. Taylor. Yes, sir. Mr. Well, a lot has already been said about all the activities going on this month and recognitions that we've had, but I would like to ask folks to keep the Black family in your thoughts and prayers. Chris Black, a member of our technology team, passed away a few weeks ago. As I understand, he was very instrumental in our heating and air projects at our high schools and redid a lot of that low voltage wiring there. So he will be greatly missed, and again, please think of that family. All righty, that completes the meeting. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor can leave.